everybody. Welcome to BubbleTalk with Burge. Are you ready to get Burged? I'm really glad you're here. Those of you on the call that are coming on now, and also those of you who will be seeing the recording, thank you for joining me. And every Tuesday and Friday, if I'm not teaching or out of town, my life today, so anyway, I'm back. So yeah, I don't know if you can tell or not, but this Bubble Talk with Burge, I'm a little bit low key, a little bit different than normal. Again, my little fur baby is on probably transitioning, so your thoughts and prayers are requested. So I don't know, he's just not eating. I don't know what his story is as far as his life force goes, but anyway, welcome to a Bubble Talk with Burge. You're here to get inspired. You're here to have some focus for the weekend, and certainly, as you know, I pull one of my Essence of Being cards to focus on something for this weekend, so I certainly need a lot of love and support. And also my dear friend Colin Tipping, who I was with this week, also needs some love and support, and I'm sure a lot of you out there need love and support. So if you're feeling lonely, or if you're feeling frustrated, and feeling a little bit lost perhaps in your way, or maybe your purpose is being challenged, or maybe you don't know what your purpose is, or perhaps just being able to, I just want to relax, I just want to relax into the knowing that all is well. How do you do that, right? How do you just say, okay, no matter what's happening, all is well, and trust and allow and don't ask how. And so a lot of things are swirling around for me right now, around a lot of people transitioning, including my little doggy Merlin, but also things swirling around with this new thing that we're creating with the Conscious Leadership Academy, building teams, having communication issues, having leadership issues, having relationship issues, and the prosperity and abundance. And so, interestingly enough, those are the four things that we will be going through around this whole year. So all that's coming up for me, so that I can look at all of that and decide for you maybe what might be going on for you as well, and give you some support in that, because I'm going through it as well. So I also have been doing this kind of thing for a long time, so it's a matter of being able to transition in a way to something new. Remember, I talked last time, I think, about the trapeze bar. Oftentimes when we're on a trapeze, we have to let go of the old in order to grab the new, and for a period of time you're flying and you don't know if you're going to land, or you don't know if you're going to get that other trapeze bar, or you don't know if you're going to be able to create what you really want, because it's the unknown. And we hang on to that old stuff because of the fear, right? The fear, even though it's not what we want, it's at least something that we know. So that fear of the unknown can really stop us. So I just want to say, those of you who are going to be looking at this recording, just let go. You're either in the love thought system or you're in the fear thought system. So without further ado, the Bubble Talk with Burge. Let me see. Okay. So let me just pull a card and let's see what we can talk about today. Okay. So it's an interesting one. Can you see it? Yes. The most powerful force we have is what we say to ourselves and believe. Duh, right? So let me read it. It says, thought is the first principle of creation. Whether we are creating from our conscious or unconscious thoughts, okay? So we're creating from either our conscious, so I'm back, yay. So I'm having a little bit of issue with connection right now, so that's par for the course. I know at 4:22 today we go out of Mercury retrograde, those of you who know what I'm talking about, yay. So maybe that's what's happening as well. Okay, what I say to myself about who I am, other people, and the world is what I will see around me. My beliefs are my filters through which I see the world. So the most powerful force I have is what I say to myself and believe. And that's why we talk about and share and discover what are our beliefs. What are our beliefs around money and relationships and communication and purpose and life and leadership and love and all of that, career, okay, and goals and family, okay? So all those beliefs that we're looking at, we look at them all year long, and we look at them in a really deep way, because if we believe something about ourselves, like I'm not good enough, I'm guilty, I'm not worthy, or I can't trust people, or people let me down, or I have to do it myself, or other things that we have in our lives that maybe don't serve us, those beliefs, right? Amber, hi Amber, happy Friday, Burge, yes, thank you. So if you go back and listen to the beginning of this, you'll see I'm a little bit low-key today about that, just because of lots of transitions and things happening in my life right now that can be frustrating and can feel lonely, and also regrets and those types of things, and resentments and judgments. So I know none of you out there have that, right? So I am going through this so that I can be better prepared for you guys when you come to our online and our live experiences that we have for you at Essence of Being. So again, my challenge for all of us this weekend is to really be conscious of what are our beliefs, because that is the most powerful force, is what we say to ourselves. So what is our bubble talk? What is that subconscious belief that we're saying to ourselves, or can we catch ourselves? So if you catch yourself thinking something or saying something that may not really serve you, it's maybe how you feel, and it's maybe something that just kind of comes right out because that's what your mom said, or that's what you've heard all your life, or that's what you've believed all your life. But you realize as soon as you say it, that doesn't really serve me, and it's really not going to focus on things that I really want, okay? So what I would suggest you do, and I'll do the same, is just pinch yourself. Just pinch yourself a little bit. Just pinch yourself when you hear yourself say things like, I can't do that. Pinch. Until recently, I choose to do that. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to break free. Okay? I really want to grab onto that trapeze bar. I just don't know how. And remember, trust and allow, and don't ask how. So this weekend, when you are asking yourself, or you're saying out loud maybe, oh, I can't trust that person, or they're going to let me down, or I just don't know what to do, or I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, okay? When you're saying those things, it may be feeling true at the moment, but if you kept saying those things and believing those things over and over and over again, it really creates this rut that you're walking into. It's that belief system of a rut that gets harder and harder, or it feels like it's going to be harder and harder and harder to step out of. So one of the best ways to do that is to just pinch yourself. Just pinch. Hey, Karen, just pinch yourself and say, you know what? Yeah, that didn't feel so good, and that is not going to work for me if I keep focusing on it, okay? So when you pinch yourself, it is called a pattern interrupt. And hopefully you won't be too black and blue this weekend, but just notice things that come out of your mouth, or things that come out of your head that you're thinking, I think that my little Merlin is going to die. So that makes me feel sad. So maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but do I really want to focus on that? No. So I can pinch myself and say, I choose to see him in love and light. I choose to see him healthy and happy, So whether or not he really is or not, that's what I can focus on and say, I choose for that to be how I see him, okay? Not that you can shift anything for another person, but it certainly can help you shift how you feel. Happy Friday, Burge. Did you pull until recently? No, I pulled. The most powerful force we have is what we say to ourselves and believe. And so all these beliefs around career, relationships, money, goals, purpose, time, when people are going through the veil, when they transition, or people get sick, it really does. We look at our own mortality, don't we? It leaves us a sense of, wow, I matter and my time matters. So how am I spending my time on this planet right now? What am I choosing to believe about myself right now? What am I choosing to act on right now and think about? Is it adding value? And if you're adding value to yourself and others, then that's great. That means that it puts me in a different vibrational tone. So I thank you for being there now for me, and I'm there for you. So that's kind of why when we come together in a global community like we're doing, this global movement, when we come together, we really can support each other through being a reflection, And sometimes our mirrors that we have are reflections that come up for us. We may not want to look at it, and that's true. That's why we project things onto people, is because a lot of times if we're looking at somebody, we don't like the way they do whatever their behaviors are. It gives us an opportunity to look at our mirrors. Because everybody's a mirror in some form or fashion. There's some kind of a vibrational match somewhere of why we're together. So we get to look at and choose, okay, well, what is it about that person that really bugs the hell out of me, right? And if you can identify what that is and say, is that something within me that bugs the hell out of me, about me? Is that a belief I have about me? So it can put you into that inquiry of, wow, is that a belief I have about myself? Am I showing up that way? Because listen, I really want all of us to show up in a big way, because we are so important and we matter and we really do make a difference. And the only way we can share that feeling is to show up that way and demonstrate that for others. Demonstrate courage, demonstrate integrity, demonstrate what it feels like to, even though we're afraid, we go for it. Demonstrate sharing ourselves in a vulnerable way. Parts of why the Essence of Being has been here for so long is I'm willing to be vulnerable and share some of the lessons, and so are you. Share some of the lessons you've learned along the way and be vulnerable. Not in a way of I'm better than you, but in a way of this is what I've learned and I want to share this. Sort of like with our kids, right? We want to share our knowledge base or our experiences of things that have worked and things that have not worked. So it really makes a difference. I heard from my son today, and like I said, my little fur baby's, I think, transitioning, and it's sad. And so my friends are too. So I keep thinking, what is my legacy? Why am I here? So if that's you, and you keep asking yourself that, I would say come join us at the Conscious Leadership Academy, because we are supporting each other through this in a way so we can really, really play big and be an inspiration to the world. Okay, so again, today's focus is, and this weekend, the most powerful force I have is what I say to myself and believe. And if we believe that we're worthy and that we're conscious and that we're loved and that we're wanted and that we're innocent and that we're perfect just the way we are, then if we really believe that and that we have the power to create and choose our life in whatever way we choose, if we really believe that, just think how incredible our lives could be and what difference we really could make in the world, not just in our own little orbit, but in the world. Okay, so without further ado, that's our challenge: is pinch yourself if you find yourself saying something that, or believing something out loud that may or may not serve you. Okay, it may not serve you if you keep saying that over and over and over again and you get into that rut. Okay, so pinch yourself, do the pattern interrupt, and I will see you on Tuesday, and you have been Burged.